Hello, welcome to the Steam Release Podcast. I'm your host, Yuli Bear, and join me today, as always, is Roadie Pie.
Hello! I'm like a 50s postcard model.
you
Look nothing like this. Oh my god. It's so weird.
Yep.
So weird.
Roadie's grandmother is sitting in for us right now. I got a time machine and brought her forward. But yeah, that is a really neat filter. It looks like a lot more natural than the Wonder Woman filter. That one was kind of funny.
Don't worry, I've got like a whole list of more crazy filters to go through. Don't worry.
All right. Green up my creator dashboard, and of course, this week I am really sick, but I'm well enough to go through the show. But if I mute myself and just cough a bit, or I sound terrible, it's because I do feel terrible. But I'm happy to have Roadie here, and all of y'all in chat, and of course watching on YouTube. So, alrighty,
don't forget to give us a like and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube.
Yes, correct. Yes. So, starting off, it's been a couple weeks, so hopefully you've had some time to play some games. And so, what have you been up to this week, Roadie?
Right, so, I'm finally, as I keep saying I'm going to do this, but I'm finally playing through, post-expansion patches of Final Fantasy XIV. I'm currently on patch 5.4. So yeah, I'm close to the end. It says 5.4 and 5.5 part 1 and 2 that I've just got to play through now. And I already passed Matoya's relict. So yes.
Did you see 5.3 before this break you took?
No, I hadn't played any of post patches after the expansion came, the last expansion came out, the Shadowbringers. So I did the story of all Shadowbringers, but I didn't then do post patches of any of the stories. So I've been playing through those for the last couple of weeks, for the last 2 weeks.
5.3 made me cry like a baby. I was just like,
I was like, no. But then it was like, all right, and then it was like, oh, okay,
yeah,
all right. I put my tears back in my eyes now. I'm all right now. I'm okay.
But the writers are just so of course, I don't want to spoil anyone because you got to play it. If any of y'all have not tried Final Fantasy XIV, try it. But
yeah,
it was like chicken soup with it's just so good. But yeah, oh my word.
And still playing Cozy Grove, and that's and I feel like, oh come on, they did a massive patch. They did a massive patch of Cozy Grove, and now you can go into your home at your tent, and it's like this really nice home now, and you can have cats. It's like spirit cats. You gotta they've got this little little cat house, and you put food in there, and the cats come in and they're so cute. They're just look like little fluffy, excuse me, sorry, little fluffy clouds or something. And you can have other critters like rabbits, and yeah, they're so cute.
So kind of more and more of the game gets uncovered as you keep going still.
Yeah, well this was an extra patch that they've added. I don't know if in future they're going to add. I mean, I think they are going to have more patches, but I'm asking myself, am I going to still be interested in picking up the game after I've finished the main story of it? So we'll see. I did boot up a game called Doria.
Doria.
Dooria.
Oh yeah, okay, I know about this one.
So yeah, I've only played 20 minutes of it, the first 20 minutes, and the opening sequence is a bit like quite slow, and it's very interesting, the puzzles, because you have to like go through a door, which then lowers that door, and then you have to go back through the other door, which then lowers that door, and you have to, and these will take you to different almost dimensions kind of thing, and you have to like lower these doors so it brings down the door with an arrow, so you can then if if you manage to get that door open, you go on to the next set of puzzles. So yeah, I'm making it sound more complicated than it already is, although these puzzles are they get kind of difficult quite quickly, I would say. So yeah, but it's still quite interesting. I'm gonna play through it a little bit more, because I'm not sure how soon I'll start getting frustrated with it, because they are, as I said, they are quite tricky puzzles. I did play something else, but I'm going to discuss that later on in the show.
Oh, okay, awesome. Well, I played this week. I only played one game really, but I did a really deep dive into it, and that is Fae Tactics.
Oh yeah.
The soundtrack of this game is fantastic. It's all like a guitar and like and whistling, like this guitar whistling and just like some piano pieces. It's all very like natural sounding music, but especially guitar. I quite like that. But my opinion of this game has changed over and over and over as I've been playing it, because it starts off very small scale. You're just a girl with a motorbike traveling through the wilderness, just kind of aimlessly traveling from one city to another, kind of looking for your mother. And that's a pretty simple story premise, and I can't help but compare it to Fellseal Arbiter's Mark, another tactics game that had a really like fleshed out world and story, whereas this one felt really cartoony and kind of small scale. That only continued so long. Like, now there's like this big global conspiracy, there's all these nations, you start to learn about the politics between these nations, and it was a really neat approach, because with Fellseal, you kind of start off with a big picture story, and it gets really fleshed out very quickly, whereas this one, it starts out as a very small character story, but it just keeps getting bigger and bigger to heights that I did not expect. And I'm very impressed.
Nice. Are you gonna be playing that the rest of this week, or till you finish it, or do you think you'll divide your time with other games?
I do want to finish this game. The thing is, I still have other games that I've started but not finished, but this one completely took me away from it, because I was like, oh, I've had this in my library for so long, I gotta try it. And I've found a real gem, and I think the cool thing about this game is, unlike Fellseal and some other tactics games that kind of like you're gradually learning what the game is as you play it, this one starts off very, very simple, and it stays very simple, only getting gradually more complex, until suddenly you just kind of look back and find yourself like, wow, this is a really, really in-depth tactics game. There's a lot of things to consider, but it just kind of like eased you into it so simply that at first I was like, oh, this is like baby's first tactics game, and now I'm like, oh, this is actually really difficult. So well done.
Because especially if you know, a lot of times there's a game will pop up for you in your recommended list or whatever, and it's like, oh, well, I don't know if I want to give that a go, because it's not the type of game I might want to try, but it might not be the type of game I usually play. But if it like eases you into it, I quite like that, because it means, it makes it a bit more accessible to people.
Yeah. And just off the like, of course, the initial impressions, and this kind of can show how some of the initial impressions can be a little deceptive, because I looked at the art style and just like the additional character writing. I thought this would be really cartoony, and it's turned out to be a really complex and deep game. I'm just like, wow, I would have never. I might have never picked this up had I just not on a whim. Like, you know what? I want to play a Texas game. I don't want to have to like play an action game right now. So yeah, it's great. So yeah, I highly recommend it. I'm at 48.7 hours in. I think I'm in the last quarter of the game, or the last 2/5, but I'm not sure. But it's an excellent game. Fate Tactics is totally worth picking up. And yeah, I highly recommend it. Of the recent reviews, it's at 100%, but it's overall 86%. So yeah, I love it. Fate Tactics. Nice. Okay, so now we get to move on to our release list, the hidden gems of the week. We went digging through the pile, so you didn't have to, and found some really neat games this week. Well, a lot of neat games this week. Really quite a boon. But starting off... Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I have to say, the first game is not coming up on Steam for me.
Oh no, did it disappear?
I think so, because I had a look even when I searched through the list just now, it's not coming up.
Monster Crown?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's coming up for me. I wonder
Can
why.
you link the number, in the where the HTTP is?
Oh, yeah. Let me see. Share. There we go. That's where it is. Let me see. I gotta go here and then boop. Alright, there we go.
That's so weird, it's not coming up for me. But yeah, okay. Dive into a dark world where monsters rule and make pacts with them to defeat an evil young woman seeking power. Hunt, battle, tame, and breed monsters to create your own legacy. Together with your monsters, you can restore the balance to Crown Island.
Yeah, so this is very much in just kind of a Pokemon-like game, but it's got a nice aesthetic that's not really... They're not kind of trying to do anything crazy with the pixel art. It's very traditional, and there is something appealing to that.
Yeah, I quite like it. I always like this sort of like Pokemon aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, you can breed and fuse over 200 base monsters to create your own new species.
Oh, so they've got like fusion. So there's all these kind of wacky combinations you can do. That's quite cool.
Mm. That's nice. Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, and they're going for more of a adult storytelling, I suppose, with the texts. They're like, "You little shit." It's like one of the words.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so probably a bit of a darker storyline than most Pokemon games, but yeah, it's got a pretty positive review at 71% recent and 87% overall.
Yeah, it's quite nice. Overall, has 316 reviews, and it's at $16.99. I think it's just come out of early access because, the release date was on the 31st of July last year. But
this has been pretty well anticipated by some people on YouTube, but it's I've been hearing folks excited for this, so it's cool that it's finally out. It's looking like it's at least 30 hours.
So yeah, it's not bad then, considering how much you're paying. That's quite nice, quite a nice price.
Yeah, so that is Monster Crown. You can get it for $19.99 USD. So check it out, and it's by Studio Aurum. Next up is Heliopedia.
A fictional universe sandbox exploration game. Share your own solar system by terraforming planets, find new species, and make beautiful ecosystems, or breed destruction with volcanoes, lightning storms, and wildfires. Wow. And by our favourite developers at Sokpop.
Yeah, Sokpop, they have another game later down the list that we'll talk about, but Yeah, Sokpop seems to be doing this where I think they're going back to some old concepts that they've done and kind of fleshing them out a bit more. Because this week, both games, I remember them having kind of similar titles earlier on. So
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
But this one seems much more... But they seem much more... There's a lot more systems going on, a lot more stuff you can do, so...
Yeah, they said this is 2 to 3 hours of gameplay. 100 encyclopedia entries to find, many diverse species of insects, plants, animals, and trees, natural disasters like fires, lightning, and volcanoes, 11 different main biome types, shape planets as you see fit, pseudo-scientific chemistry system.
They just want to make sure you know you're not going to get any chemistry wins. Like, don't use this for your homework.
But, still a very nice price at $3.99 for, 2 to 3 hours. That's not bad at all. And it's standing at 90% positive with 10 user reviews.
Okay, so this is not exactly... when I heard the description, it seemed more like a sandbox, which I suppose you could probably play it like that. But they seem to be like, yeah, you'll get 2 to 3 hours out of this once you finish the campaign. So yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah, and it's so far 90% positive with 10 reviews. Mm-hmm. All right, but yeah, Sokpop just keeps on trucking. So next up we have Dungeon Color. Dungeon
Color is a top-down puzzle game where you switch between flames in order to achieve the rainbow flame in each room. Interact with special obstacles and melt your brain to find the exit. Cute, colourful, hard, fun.
That's a really funny thematic way to do it, actually. So it seems you've got different portals that are based on what color you currently have. So yeah, this gives them a lot of potential to make some really mind-bending puzzles. So that's really cool.
I really like that. I think our friend the Radio Tom might appreciate this one. He likes a good puzzle, and I think this could be right up his street.
Yeah.
Right now 30% off for the next 45 hours, and it's a £2 2p. So yeah. The price is fantastic, and it has 50 levels, 4 switchable flames, and many obstacles to complicate your exit.
Yeah, and it's $2.79 USD. So just a really great deal. You can get that for less than 2 donuts at the gas station. So.
And it's standing at 95% positive with 21 user reviews.
That's really excellent. This is by Gagonfe, who we've talked about them previously. They also did Aurum, Gemini, Colorful Colore. Bob helped them. So they're a perennial developer. I think they released 4 games in 2020. So far this is their second game in 2021. So quite a prolific developer. All right, next title is Critadel.
Critadel is a futuristic platform shooter rogue-like with 3 playable characters, hundreds of branching paths, and over 100,000 unique weapon configurations. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So this combines platforming with twin stick shooting. So it's very action-based. I do like that they kind of went through the effort to make 3 unique characters, because I don't feel like that was necessary, or perhaps it's in place of like having one character that you can like build in many different ways. But still, it's quite that extra bit of work that I appreciate.
Yeah, and it looks nice. It's got that nice retro feeling to it, and like with a hint of anime in there. Mm-hmm. Quite light.
Yeah, it's got a nice anime aesthetic without overdoing it. So it just kind of looks. It has a very professional look to it. So, not that anime doesn't look professional, but there's certain styles where it's like, this looks exactly like this. Like it looks like any other anime game. No, they've got a unique style that they've cultivated. So, yeah.
3 different playable characters. 360 aiming cursor allows you to blast enemies in any direction. Dodge roll maneuver with limited invincibility for avoiding attacks. Powerful weapons that can be purchased or found randomly in the tower. Collectible artifacts that give you passive bonuses when equipped. 2 types of in-game currency, crystals found throughout the towers, and orbs earned by defeating bosses. 2 difficulty modes, plus a boss rush mode for replaying boss battles.
Yeah. It is mostly positive reviewed, but the one negative, even that negative review said it looks and plays great. It's just you cannot rebind the keybinds, and let me see, not fully rebindable. Visibility issues, the visibles too built busy, and it can be quite grindy. But overall, it seems people really like this game at 87% positive with 39 reviews.
Not bad. And there's no discount. It is £15.
Yep, $19.99 USD. Next up, Wednesday, October 13th, we have Bubble People.
Bubble People is a point-and-click game. Click on things with your mouse and have some fun. It's very, very sparingly. Yeah. So it's a hidden object game, then, really.
Yeah.
It says hidden. Well, the tags are hidden object, idler, clicker, point-and-click, 2D.
Yeah, and it seems that when you click things, they pop. So when you click on a person, they just pop, and then people react to you popping people. What a strange little game. That's quite funny.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's like a proper point and click game,
yeah.
like they're saying. Yeah, it's just pop all the people.
Yeah.
Just pop the people.
It's 15 to 20 minutes long. But it does have an endless mode, and yeah, it's just the developer says they made this simple little game in my spare time during the development of other projects. I'm Liujiajun, and this is my 3rd game on Steam. Thank you for playing it. I like that. That's really personable.
Nice. And it's free. It's free. And it is standing at 93% positive with 516 user reviews.
So the developer also made Beats Warrior Neon, which is a game that is being sold for $2.99 USD, which is a rhythm game, and they are currently in the process of developing Treasure Drifter Neon, and they have a demo available for that right now.
Nice.
Yeah, so cool.
This is quite cute because it reminds me of the Hidden Folks games. It looks like that, but yet it has its own style as well. It's quite nice looking.
All right. So next up is from a Russian developer, League of Enthusiastic Losers.
League of Enthusiastic Losers is an adventure game about caring for yourself and your friends, and about not having to be unhappy just because you are a loser in the eyes of others. Oh.
So this one, it seems to be really it's almost a visual novel, but, not quite. There's, it's not presented the same way a visual novel is. But it's, just kind of go around and talk to your friends, and I don't think there's much in the way of puzzles. There's a few small puzzles, but it's mostly just kind of a funny story, from what I can tell from the reviews.
I mean, in the video we can't see that it's in English, so I am hoping that it is English supported.
Yeah, they do say it is supported in English, and I did see English reviews, so hopefully it's translated well.
But the artwork is beautiful. It really is, and it looks like something that's quite relaxing as well. It looks really nice. So Vitya and Volodya are 2 best friends who are faced with all sorts of problems, the main one of which is eviction from the apartment for non-payment. Friends do not have enough money, and they decide to look for treasure. In parallel doing their daily activities, many adventures and new unexpected meetings await them. League of Enthusiastic Losers is an adventure game about caring for yourself and your friends and about not being unhappy just because you are a loser in the eyes of others. The game takes place in Moscow.
Oh. Well, it seems to be a lovely setting. I like that it's available in Russian, but well, of course, developed in Russia, but it's got a nice setting. So if I want to practice my Russian comprehension, but it's just really nice style, and it seems like this would be a really chill game. I don't know how long it is though. It looks like an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah, well, I'm seeing like people like close to an hour, so maybe it's just under an hour, around about an hour. But so the price of that, it's like £9.29. So even though I can see that they put a lot of love and care into this, and the backgrounds are absolutely beautiful, the characters are done really well. From paying like nearly £10, I'm not sure.
Yeah, $11.99 USD. That's a little steep for possibly under an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. It is standing at 93% positive though, with 46 user reviews.
I gotta say, I love the style. So if yookond, the developer, this is their first game on Steam, but sort of if yookond, the developer, ends up making another game, I would be very interested, especially if they can kind of up the scale. And you know what frequently happens, they make a new game and their old games get discounted. So I hope that ends up happening. So because this seems really nice. It's just for less than an hour. I'm going to have to wait until it's on sale.
Yeah, definitely. This is one I'll be keeping an eye out for a hefty discount.
Also, I feel like there's just not enough games where it's just like, oh, just a couple friends, just all their adventures. I like that. Well, there are plenty of games. It's just like, I just like that. It's just a nice chill story. I like that. Yeah. Next up, Dungeon Deathball.
Tactics, terror, and touchdowns. Turn-based roguelike meets arcade death sport, where every dungeon is a unique gauntlet of brutal challenges. Can you survive the trials of Dungeon Deathball and win back your freedom?
I love this aesthetic. It's so cool. So basically, all the humans have been imprisoned by the monsters, and you gotta play a game of football to get out. That's so funny. So yeah, it looks really neat. I like these turn-based tactics games. Now normally I'm more in the kind of story-based where like there probably is some sort of narrative going on here though, but it seems that you're able to get out and it's like, yay, we make it. But this seems to be mostly all set in the dungeon though. So
yeah, you gotta lead your team of captives to freedom. They've been in prison for as long as they can remember. Now their only chance of freedom is to survive a series of barbaric trials for the entertainment of bloodthirsty hordes. Win the game and your team will be released, but be warned, the penalty for failure is death. Oof.
I love that it's so gruesome, but yet so cute looking. Yeah. Like, look at those monsters. Oh my gosh. This is just, the charm is just turned up to 11 on this game, so I like it a lot. This might be going on my wish list, actually.
So it's on special promotion till the 20th of October. It's 15% off at £7.89, and its recent reviews are 100% positive, with 25 user reviews. Overall, again, 100% positive with 48 user reviews.
Wow, that's impressive. Now, Matt Glanville is the developer. He has 3 other games on Steam, but I'll be honest, just on an aesthetic level, none of his other games would have interested me. I don't think I've included any of them on our release lists.
No.
But this one looks great. So just it looks like a real leap forward, and I'm even though sometimes we look at it I'm not going to say we, I'm going to say I. Even though when I look at the releases, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of shovelware kind of thing. Yeah. It is neat to see that some of these devs, they get feedback from some of the folks that buy their game, and it seems that they keep moving forward, and this looks great. So Matt Glanville, this looks awesome. So I definitely want to try this. Yeah. And yeah, you can get it for 15% off right now for $10.19, which seemed perfectly fine to me. Okie doke. Next up, we have Midnight Protocol.
Midnight Protocol is a tactical narrative-driven RPG with unique keyboard-only controls. Hack into servers, beat security systems, and discover encrypted secrets while you try to find answers to why and how you got doxxed.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking, oh yeah, there's gonna be like this big, well maybe overall there's like this big conspiracy or whatever, but it's like, oh, you got doxxed.
Oh.
Like
I must have my revenge.
Yeah.
I gotta wonder if there's gonna be, I feel like there's probably gonna be some deeper story, like it's initially like, oh man, I'm just really angry that this happened to me, gotta find out who did it, and it's like, oh no, international conspiracy. I feel like that has to be the hook, right? Like, it seems too simple.
Because if it's just like your ex-best friend or something like that, it's like, oh, I better go around and kneecap him then, you know, it's just...
Okay.
That'd be a disappointment.
So about the game, you assume the mantle of prominent hacktivist, oh god, I hate that word, but yeah, hacktivist Data, who recently got doxxed and has been targeted for blackmail by a shadowy branch of the government. Oh, okay, so if you're already a hacker and you get doxxed, that's a bit more serious. You interact with the virtual environment through your home terminal that requires nothing more than your keyboard. Alright, so hang your hat, immersion overload, nice. Okay. Oh, okay, so there's a lot of choices involved. So you can respect others' privacy and bank accounts, or leave no stone unturned. Midnight Protocol allows you to play as the hacker you want to be, help the police track down a rogue hacker, or blackmail a desperate husband trying to recover dubious pictures. Gain black, gray, and white hat reputation to change the direction of the story based on your choices. Ooh, that's neat. Okay, so that I assume means that there's going to be multiple endings, right?
I have to say, the aesthetic doesn't really appeal to me, because I don't know. It just looks like one big UI to me, kind of thing.
I think that's what they're going for. Like, it's all like.
That's what I mean. I know that's what they're going for, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just not visually interesting to me.
It does kind of limit the sense of, like, I mean, if you could just get like a scene with the hackers in the room or cutscenes or something between, like, something to give a bit more, I don't know, context to what's going on, rather than just the UI and what you're reading in the emails and such. So it's so dedicated to its theme that I feel like it might take away a little bit of what's possible there.
It takes there's like a disconnect.
Yeah,
I feel it's like you're just going through the story instead of like experiencing it, if you get me. Yeah. I want to feel emotionally involved with the characters and everything. But yeah, this is 10% off right now. It's £11.69, standing at 93% positive with 16 user reviews.
I feel like if the puzzles are well done, this could really appeal to Zachtronics fans, actually. I think so. Provided that, the story is well done and that the puzzles, because Zachtronics is known for that. But yeah, that's kind of what the vibe I'm getting here. Okay, so that is Midnight Protocol. Next up, we have Old Stories Fireheart.
You play as an adventurer who got stranded on an island called Chiron. Assemble other adventurers and take them in your party, defeat monsters, fill quests, get stronger, and defeat the fire worshippers.
So this one, I will admit, I was kind of, as it is every time I come across a low poly game, I debate pretty heavily with myself whether I'm going to include it or not. Just because low poly is very easy to do with shovelware, but the more I looked in it, the effort that went into the trailer, and the fact that there does actually seem to be towns and people and NPCs, was like, okay, maybe this might be interesting. I have to say I love the color themes, even if this particular low poly art style, it's like RuneScape-y, I guess, so it's a little bit nice, but I don't know.
Yeah. It's very, I don't know, almost like bare bones in terms of like details and everything, but it still looks quite pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm wondering if there's too much like kind of empty kind of spaces when you're going along, sort of thing.
Yeah, the countryside looks very empty.
Yeah. So. But yeah, see, a living, breathing open world awaits you. Explore, discover different places, find treasures, finish quests, and slay terrifying monsters. Hire different adventurers with their strengths and weaknesses. Warriors, mages, archers, and or priests get stronger, undergo ventures, and share your experiences. Control your companions as you can change their settings. Do you allow them to use potions from your inventory? Perhaps they should stop talking altogether. Go beyond your limit, train, pray, or use crystals to extend your potential. This also applies to your companions. Gather resources and forge your weapons so that you are prepared for the toughest enemies. Defeat your enemies in real time. Every attack, every dodge, and every block is essential to gain the upper hand.
Yeah. It's let me see, this is developed by Jinvira, is the developer, and they've only got one review so far. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Not much to glean to that, but it seems like that one reviewer played for 18 hours, but I wish there was more, and I wish there was more reviews, but...
Yeah. I mean, it's at 20% off to the 20th of October, and it's £9.59.
Yeah, $11.99, which maybe for the amount of content isn't too bad, but it's just, you know, there are a lot of low poly games on Steam, and a lot of people are going to have a similar initial impression that I'm going to have about it. So,
yeah.
Just keep marketing it. You've got a game on Steam, so just keep marketing it, get some more reviews, and I'm not going to say that it should be priced lower, but because it does seem to be reasonably fairly priced, but you know, sales are a way to get some people to check it out too. So
yeah.
But good luck. I'm just say good job on Jinvira getting a game out. Next, we have Lumione. Next title.
Lumione is a platformer game set in a deep sea universe. Join the protagonist Glimmer on a journey in search of the light as you put your wit to the test in solving challenging puzzle-like levels. Learn from your failures and restore the light of hope to the seabed.
I'm of two minds about this. Let me see. I want to get to some gameplay. Is there gameplay in this video? No, it's all cutscene.
It's all cutscenes. So that's one little alarm going off there. But when I'm looking at the screenshots, it's interesting because it's set underwater and everything, but I don't know.
Yeah, some areas look really beautiful, and others just not so much. But and also like the character design is just kind of like this little glowy guy. I don't know if the I can't say much about what the animation looks like or anything. It's just because they don't have a video. But
there is a free demo though, so you can try before you buy, and it is 10% off right now for the next 45 hours, and it's £8.36, and it's standing at 80% positive with 134 user reviews.
Okay.
But continue. I don't know if you were gonna say some more about it. It just looks.
It's quite pretty, but but it seems kind of inconsistent sometimes because like the spike effects on the walls and stuff, those spikes look really cheaply done. I don't know. So
parts of it remind me of someone's first kind of game. You know when people develop like a platformer game, and it's like, oh, that looks really kind of generic or something, and I feel like that's kind of what they've done here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I feel like the theme was screaming for something more.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that is Lumione by Glimmer Studio. Next up is the game Negative Nancy.
Negative Nancy is a choose your no adventure for people who have had enough. An interactive sitcom where you can say no or nothing at all. Your choices control the story. Now, I played the demo for this last week, and as I said last week, I just felt like you just like had to constantly just say you say no, but it's just so long. It just goes on for so long, and you have to say no, or say nothing. And they're going through like the same conversation over and over until it doesn't. And it's just like, oh my god, when is this going to be over? So unfortunately, there isn't the demo up right now. So that's not great, because I feel like people would need to try this one out, I think, to know what they're getting into before they buy it.
Yeah. Well, right now, the 19 reviews are 100% positive so far, but it seems only people who are sure they want to play it have gotten it so far. But
maybe with the demo week, people are like, oh, I like this.
Maybe.
So, yeah. But that's the thing. It's like, put a demo up.
Keep the demo up.
Especially if it's like for something that is like quite experimental, like this is. It is 15% off right now until the 20th of October, and it is £9.68.
Right. Thursday, October 4th.
How much is it?
Oh, and it's $12.74 USD. Yeah. Thursday, October 14th, we have the first game, ElecHead.
There is no description for it. Let me see about this game.
Oh yeah, it's like lightning emoji plus robot emoji plus puzzle emoji. Yep. So, yep. So this has a sort of neat idea behind it, where basically you are this, like, a robot that has like a battery or an electrode attached to you, and so when you touch things, it electrifies them. And all the things connected to them, and the puzzle is all kind of related to that. It looks like you can also take off your head, that's the battery, and move your body around, and so then you can be charging one thing and be moving your body somewhere else. It just seems very clever, albeit just very simple in the art. It's just blue and yellow, and bricks and chains and spikes, and just very, very simple.
I really like the idea of this, and I understand like they've done it quite simple, the color scheme, because of how they want you to let the player know that yes, this is electrified, this isn't. But I don't know. I feel like I want it to be a bit more visually interesting, but I get what they've done.
Yeah, it's kind of on that line where it's like, it's super simple, but it also does feel pretty professional, because it's kind of in that weird spot, I think, where it is very simple, but it has that nice overall look. It is $9.99 USD, and do they have wow, they're pursing a few words because they don't even say how many levels. It's just like, oh, look at this. See, there's there's the controls, left, right, all right. Oh, okay. So they basically give a tutorial of what all the things mean. But
it is standing at £7.99 as no discount, and it's currently standing at 97% positive with 97 user reviews.
Yeah, it's generally positive reviewed. I'm just trying to find out if any of the reviewers say how many levels there are, but I don't see any of them reveal that information. It seems to be up to 5 hours, but again, with a puzzle platformer, it probably all depends on how fast you figure it out. But But yeah, $9.99 does seem $9.99 USD does seem a little steep, and God the Sweep is saying like $7.99 sounds better, and I think that's
Yeah.
probably right. $7.99
Yeah,
I think is a sweet spot for this.
yeah. I feel like yes, it's not too badly priced, but again, it depends on how long it is, and
Yep.
so yeah, I would have liked to have that information.
This is NamaTakahashi's first game on Steam, so it's a pretty good start out, and I look forward to Nama's future games.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like people with like maybe 3 to 4 hours. Also, people with like an hour and a half pushing 2 hours. So yeah, I think as you said, it's got varying times here.
Varying times, yeah. So, all right. The next title is The Riftbreaker.
The Riftbreaker is a base building survival game with action RPG elements. You are an elite scientist commando inside an advanced mecha suit capable of dimensional rift travel. Hack and slash countless enemies, build up your base, collect samples, and research new inventions to survive.
So the robots, as long as it's focused on like the top-down view with the robots and the aliens and stuff, it looks quite good. The animation looks great. The human character models and the cutscenes look very like generic, kind of 2015 graphics, or like not even that, like maybe 2009 graphics. It's just very generic looking people, but the robots, I like the mechs, I like the buildings. It looks like a really serviceable. It's like a tower defense base building game. Looks fun for those who are into the genre.
Yeah, the enemies don't look so great though. I have to say,
Let me see.
It looks a bit.
Just like a flood of bugs.
Yeah.
Actually, I wonder. I think I've only seen one type of enemy. Are there any more types? Okay, so there's big ones. There's some big enemies. Ooh, I like the mini-map. But yeah, it seems that you might have some varied mileage on some of the enemies. Wow.
But it other than that, it looks pretty good, and it looks like some great maps and everything, and a lot of work's been put into this, and it is standing at very positive with 91% positive with 2023 users.
Oh wow, that's more reviews because like when I first saw this, it had like 300. So there's been a lot of review activity on this game. So
it comes with a free demo, and it's on special promotion till the 21st of October at 10% off. It is £22.49.
And yeah, as Godless Street brought up, there is kind of a jump between bases thing, so you can have to set up one place with a bunch of defenses and then go over elsewhere and defend that base. And so it seems there is a free demo available. Is this a Kickstarter game? I don't know. Let me see. Oh, they do say community-driven development, which does sound like it would be a Kickstarter, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look this up. But yeah, The Riftbreaker by EXOR Studios. And it is not EXOR Studios' first game. They also did X-Morph Defense and Zombie Driver HD. So that is Riftbreaker. Oh, and it costs how much? Let me go back. There, nope. Wow, Steam is really lagging on me. Okay, there we go. It is $26.99 USD, which is like full III pricing. Okay, so the Riftbreaker.
What's next?
Following that, The Darkest Tales into the Nightmare.
When a nightmare creeps into reality, the only ones that can help are those whose magical powers were believed in, who whose magical powers were believed in since childhood. A brave teddy bear and his fairy sidekick head to the darker side of Happily Ever After to rescue his owner, Alicia.
So this is actually a preview. I accidentally put this into it because like the Darkest Tales Into the Nightmare. This is a preview for the Darkest Tales. So this game actually doesn't come out until 2022. But
yes, it's free if you want to pick it up and give it a go. And it's got 89% positive reviews with 47 user reviews. So,
yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, the full game doesn't come out for till next year. But yeah, it looks really cute, I have to say.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Ruin Raiders.
Ruin Raiders is a turn-based tactical rogue-like where you command customizable squads on a one-way journey into the ruins of an ancient civilization, master turn-based combat, craft new technologies, and dive into ever-changing ruins to unveil the past.
I like grid-based combat, but when the whole world is so aggressively gridded, ugh, I don't like it. I don't like the look for it. But it does seem that it might be kind of fun. It is currently mixed at 68% positive.
What's the criticisms?
Well, let me see. So play the previous version from Humble Bundle. I like that so much. I was looking forward to get the final version. Now I'm disappointed with the result and regretting buying it. Ooh. It is a Lego-like XCOP game with Lego-like characters and environment that find good looking, but it made me think that the game was mostly for little kids. The controls are simple and comfortable enough to keep up. Alright, so get to the point. Oh, okay, movement is really slow, so it takes a long time to get from one place to another. Level system don't work for me. All right, so that review wasn't very helpful. It seems that there's just a lot of little things that people don't like about it. Yeah. I'm looking at all the reviews, and there doesn't seem to be that one thing like, oh, horrific bugs or anything. It's just like, it doesn't feel right. I mean, there's one review here that's like, this game is infuriating because they're a bunch of animals. But yeah.
It is 20% off right now at £12.39. That's till the 21st of October. But yeah, it seems people had some expectations after playing the previous game, there's just too many little niggles, many niggles, and it all adds up.
Yeah. Yep. But it's still available, $15.99 USD, and I have no strong opinions of this. I have been on a turn-based tactics kick, and I was like, this does not look like I would enjoy this anywhere near as much as Fate Tactics. So I'm like, yeah. All right. Coming up next, Nira.
Explore procedurally generated islands in this fast-paced sandbox survival adventure filled with building, crafting, fighting, farming, and quests. Build a base, hunt, cook, battle ogres, make friends with a mysterious totem, ride an alpaca, fly a plane, and do whatever you need to do to survive.
Gotta start.
I first saw this and I initially thought it was a Sokpop game. But no, it's just very low, like 8-bit, very low 8-bit pixel art that is quite serviceable. It's very dedicated to the look, and it just seems very dynamic. I like how the animation, the speed just feels right. So it looks quite fun.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of how it looks, and I'm not really into those sandbox survival games. Really, I feel like there's just so many, and if you love those kind of games, then that's fine. I'm glad there's like a genre for you, and there's still more coming out. But yeah, personally, it's just not. Yeah. It's not for me. I find them just very generic kind of thing. but it is standing at mostly positive at 75%, with 41 user reviews, and it is currently 25% off until the 21st of October at £5.39.
It is mostly single player, but it has couch co-op capability with up to 4 people. But yeah, I'm getting some real like Rust vibes, though this thing seems to be you're mostly fighting NPCs, not other people, but getting some real Rust vibes from it. So if you're looking for something like that, like I feel that people who like Terraria might want to jump in on this, although this is less pretty than Terraria. But
yeah, plus the Terraria, I think there's a bit more to it because you can play with your friends and just there's just so much. There's so much you can do with that, I feel.
Yep.
But yeah.
Okay. And it is being sold at 25% off right now for $7.49 USD. Okay. The Sundew is our next game.
And I'm having the same problems I was having before. Hold on a second. I'm sorry about this. I don't know why my Steam is
Steam servers have been kind of weird lately. Let me see. Let me get that.
Oh, I got it. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
You are Anna Isobe, a cyborg cop abandoned by progress and thrust into the midst of a global conspiracy. Experience classic point-and-click gameplay as you travel across the dark future and make your choices that will seal the fate of the world.
Yeah. It's not a story if you don't have a global conspiracy. So,
So, I love point-and-click games. The artwork, I'm not sure about, though. It's like some of it's like really nice, and then some of it is kind of a little bit jank.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of inconsistencies. And I think some of the lighting is is not that great on it.
Yeah, I feel like this might have a situation where the developer's been working this a long time, and maybe they got better and better at doing pixel art over time, and maybe their earlier produced stuff doesn't look as nice, but because it does seem like it does in parts seem like a different person worked on this. So, but yeah, it's got a cool setting, I would say. I always find it neat when if it's a cyberpunk, there's still kind of, you can go out to the countryside, because it seems a lot of cyberpunk is like, nope, everything's skyscrapers as far as the eye can see. And this one lets you go out in the countryside a bit. It just kind of has a very despair kind of color scheme going on. But
I'm just seeing what the criticisms are. It looks like the game is about 4 hours long, 4 to 5 hours. Someone says, I really wanted to recommend this, but I just can't, despite getting all 3 endings. The main reason is because the story is just hang on, it feels like the story is trying to go 3 different directions, then picks direction 4 as its path.
Oh.
Okay.
So maybe the twist is too much of a twist.
Yeah.
So.
It is 10% off right now at £10.25, and that's until the 21st of October. There's currently only 6 user reviews.
Yep, $13.49 USD. So, being the point-and-click connoisseur, is this one that really piques your interest at all?
Not really. I think it's just because I'm someone who's quite big on visuals, and I'm just not getting into the way it looks.
Yeah.
And although I've picked up a lot of and played a lot of point and clicks, like lately, I've been quite disappointed with what point and clicks have been. I think that the demos that I played recently, I think that's got my like interest again, because that last one, the Drifter I played, it's like, oh my god, that was just so amazing. It's so someone's doing something different with it, and yeah.
And that's what can happen when you like also in a genre, you see someone take it to new heights, and it's like, well, that's ruined for me. That's what MMO. That's what Final Fantasy did for me with MMOs. It's.
Yeah,
I used to play all the little MMOs, and now I'm just like, not interested.
Same.
So and now I'm having kind of a similar situation with Tactics, where I played Fell Seal, and I was just not gonna even touch Fey Tactics. It was like, doesn't look nearly as good. Now I've been convinced that I liked it, but yeah, it's once you experience quality, it's hard to go back.
Very true.
All right. Next up, Evil Tonight.
Sylvia isn't afraid of evil. Evil is her job. As a modern exorcist, Sylvia has overcome countless horrors with her ability to materialize the evil of haunted places. But tonight, things don't go as planned. Fight, survive, explore, solve puzzles, and uncover the mystery of Evil Tonight. Ooh.
Ooh.
So yeah, expect more spooky games the next few weeks. The last 2 weeks now. Or last week. So.
Yep, indeed. This one, I love the art style is like almost RPG Maker. It's got that. It's like got that almost RPG Maker look, but it's very. Despite being like really horror kind of, all the characters are really cute looking. There's just kind of the pixel art of the environments is beautiful. Yeah, this looks quite fun, and it's got this kind of action combat, top down shooter thing going for it. This, I might be into this.
I was just looking at the reviews just to see how long it is, and there's just wildly varying times. There's like some that 4 to 6 hours. I'm seeing. Oh, yeah. Oh well, it's a shame. It doesn't say how long it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at the genres. Like, what does it really fit in? It's
action adventure.
Yeah, action adventure, survival horror. So it's. I don't think it has like, because I was wondering, because I saw the inventory page and it's like, is this going to be like a Metroidvania where you got to go back and forth a whole bunch? But that doesn't seem to be the case. But yeah, folks seem to really like it, and they're saying that it's quite challenging. So, but it's like, a pixel art, and some reviewers pixel art Resident Evil like sort of game. Yeah.
It's 10% off right now at £13.49, and that's until the 21st of October. And it's standing at 80% positive with 26 user reviews.
Yeah, this might be the closest to a horror game I'd be willing to play. Like, this doesn't particularly scare me, so it's like, aw, that monster looks so cute. Yeah, I'd play this. This might be going on my wish list. But yeah, that is Evil Tonight by Dia Games. I'm curious. Dia Games also developed Botvice, Strikey Sisters, Vivette, and Starpath. I don't remember any of these ones.
No.
So, yep. Next up, we have Chasing Static.
A psychological horror short story. Explore the untouched wilderness of rural Wales as you uncover the forgotten remains of a mysterious facility and find the truth behind the missing villages of Hearth.
Ooh.
So set in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
Wales. Nice.
Interesting. I was, of course, I was looking at this like, oh, this is going to be a Chernobyl thing, and it's like Wales. Oh, interesting.
I'd be curious to watch someone play this because it's like one of those kind of like first person like horrors, psychological horrors, but I probably couldn't stick it out though.
Yeah.
Gets so scared so easy.
Yeah, this would be too scary for me probably, but it's ooh, wow, that's gruesome. But yeah, this looks kind of fun.
It looks really interesting. And it is standing at very positive at 89% with 97 user reviews. And
their features lo-fi, hi-fi, crunchy, low poly visuals, reminiscent of PS1 classics with full voice. This looks nicer than PS1, most PS1 games.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
That's funny. I like that they use crunchy.
Lo-fi, hi-fi. It's 15% off right now at £9.68, and that's until the 21st of October.
Yeah. They did capture some of the retro look very well, but at the same time, it looks like a AAA game from years past. So that's quite an impressive balance that they've caught.
So it's like between 2 to 4 hours.
Oh, for
just under 4 hours, it seems. I've seen a lot of people with like 3.5 hours clocked in. So yeah.
So it would be a one sitting stream game for $12.74 USD.
It's on a bit of the pricier side then, which is a shame.
Yep. All right. So that is Chasing Static. Following that, we have solo developed game, The Alien Cube.
Worlds collide as your cursed inheritance throws you into the middle of a series of mysterious events. Discover terrifying secrets as you follow your uncle's disappearance and confront a terrible truth that will change your life forever in this cosmic horror first-person adventure. So another first-person adventure.
It is that time of year, so so this one's going for not psychological horror. This is going for the cosmic horror. It's I have to say the impressive thing about this is that the environment art is so beautiful. Like the environments are so well done. And they've not really shown the monsters, which they really shouldn't if you want to be a horror trailer, but I don't see any NPCs, and that's what leaves me kind of like, okay, is there any characters you're talking to, like, or is it just you alone in the?
It's probably again like most of these kind of horror games. You're not speaking to anyone. You're just leafing through like evidence that's been left around, sort of thing. Delve into the truth of unspeakable secrets behind the past of your uncle, the protagonist of the game, The Land of Pain, and find out the connection between these two games. So this is a follow-up then.
Oh, okay. And yeah, it's like the guy keeps saying the cube, the companion cube. That's what. Yeah, it would be funny if they had the companion cube in here. But yeah, Alessandro Guzzo, one-man team developer, and yeah, Land of Pain was the last game, which also very beautiful natural environments. So he really likes to do.
This game also clocks in at around 4 hours as well. Yeah.
And it's $17.99. Wow, you Halloween game players, you pay a premium, don't you?
Yeah. 10% off right now at £14.39 until the 21st of October. Standing at 77% positive with 31 user reviews.
Yep, $17.99 USD. Following that, getting away from horror, Growing Up.
This is the story of your life. Experience the entire journey from toddler to adulthood. Go to schools, learn new things, meet new friends, and have wild adventures. Every choice you make will influence your future career and decide who your romantic partner will be. Who will you become?
All right. So yeah, this is developed by Vile Monarch, and it is. When I initially saw this, I almost thought it was like an Alawar or a big fish type game, but there seems to be a lot of work that went into this one. So it is mostly UI / visual novel content, but Still, it's an interesting idea for telling a story across an entire lifetime.
Yeah, I really like the cute aesthetic to it. It looks really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the kind of visual novel I would probably play, but it's still there is definitely something appealing here, definitely. Yeah, I'm very I'd say I was curious about it, but it is standing at 81% positive with 326 user reviews. And it's 10% off right now, at £10.25 until the 21st of October. So I'm just seeing.
Yeah, it's pretty well reviewed, and considering that they're really advertising the branching up, there's 19 characters. How many endings are there? I don't know, but there's 30 locations, which is pretty fleshed out for a visual novel. But yeah, there is a demo if you want to see how the system works. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course it's set in the 90s.
Yep.
Oh, where's the demo?
They said that there was a demo.
Because maybe it's like, oh yeah, it's a separate.
Yeah.
Separate thing.
Yeah, it's grown-up demo.
Even when I click on the demo, it doesn't take you to the demo.
Oh, did they get rid of it?
I think they did.
I don't think there's a way to look at it anymore. Yeah. Okay. Well, do they?
Shame.
Yeah, shame. Yep, shame. Keep it there. It's only a 20-minute demo. That's really helpful for helping people decide whether they want to buy your game. So, yeah. Okay. Next up, we have another visual novel, Henchman Story.
Being a bumbling supervillain's henchman is a thankless job. The spandex chafes, there's tons of late nights, and your boss rarely remembers your name. But in this narrative adventure, you'll soon discover that sometimes even the choices of the lowest henchman can change everything. Lowliest of henchmen.
Yeah. I do like the premise where you're just a henchman, and it's just like, just got to see. There seems to be a lot of kind of offbeat comedy going on, and I did confirm, there is a romanceable system in this, although it seems the focus of the game is more just comedy storytelling. But there is you can romance certain characters, except you cannot romance Dynamo Woman, which some reviewers are disappointed about, because that was a stretch goal, and they didn't hit that stretch goal. So, yeah, but I'm like, you should be able to romance the boss, though. That would be important to me.
Yeah. So this was a Kickstarter then.
Yep.
Probably maybe it's why it's not gotten many reviews so far, but there is like 19 user reviews, and it's standing at 100% positive.
Yep, it's fully voice acted too. There are a couple bugs with that, or the one bug that someone mentioned where the dialogue didn't get read out, like there's a missing voice line somewhere. But for the most part, it's fully voice acted, and in general, it's well voice acted. So,
I really appreciate that, because a lot of visual novels are kind of sometimes they don't play all the way through, because it's like I really like visual novels, but it can be a lot. It just can be a little bit too much. So I appreciate it if it's fully voice acted. It is £11.39. I wonder how long this is.
$14.99. It doesn't have any. And of course, being a visual novel, they don't seem to warn about any adult content, so I assume that they keep it clean. But at least if they didn't give you a warning, it should be clean. So so that should be the case. And I don't see any it's 100% positive, so I feel like someone would have mentioned So it
looks like it's around about 7 to 10 hours. So obviously, depending on how fast you get through it.
That's pretty good for a visual novel. So
visual novels are usually longish.
Oh,
Anyway.
okay. Maybe I've just
Yeah.
played short ones.
But yeah, this is pretty good.
All right. Following that, from a developer that we know of, My Beautiful Paper Smile by 2-Star Games.
My Beautiful Paper Smile is a horror game about a child who is raised in a facility to wear a smile forever. In the facility, he and his friends are tested daily to make sure their smile doesn't fade into sadness. Dodge, run, and survive your way through this dark adventure.
Yeah, so this is developed by 2-Star Games. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was The Night of the River Rager, and My Friend is a Raven. They also developed Cloud Climber as a free game, but, Night in a Ravager and My Friend is a Raven are the two other games with the same art style. So, yeah.
This is, they keep... This one would keep popping up because it was always in early access, but they would keep adding, new chapters to it. So they've added, the 4th chapter now, and now it's out of early access.
Yep.
So I think it's a complete...
Yeah, it's got all 4 chapters, and it's just this really dark, creepy look. I certainly wouldn't be playing this before going to bed. But it looks like... I'm trying to figure out how long it is. It doesn't seem to be super long. But probably 4 hours.
But yeah, this is... It's a stunning hand-drawn graphics developed in Unreal Engine 4, unique, unsettling atmosphere, deep, engrossing story. Free yourself and try to escape the authorities' education facility. Use stealth to avoid detection. Run and hide from the Faceless One. Uncover the reason behind the operation. Discover the dark mystery behind the authorities' twisted scheme.
I'll always so creepy looking. But yeah, it's just real dedication to a style that this team has maintained, and that's impressive.
Yeah, 10% off right now at £10.79 until the 21st of October. Starting at 94% positive with 138 user reviews.
All right. Friday, October 15th is our final day of releases, starting off with Grim Earth.
Venture through a grim and yet beautiful Earth teeming with life, humor, and killer robots. Feature hand-drawn art, a blend of action and exploration, and hidden chests with hexadecimal codes.
It's a really nice looking game. Just sort of, we've seen a lot of games that kind of look like this. I'm just trying to think of the title, but it is a style that I've definitely seen before. This is developed by George Allan, so I believe this is a solo developed game. The action looks quite fun. It looks very interesting. It's just this is not a genre I'm generally into though. So.
No, I think they're the same. I'm not really, I'm not really a platformer type person, but I really like the art style. Usually when I see this kind of art style, it's usually with those kind of point and click adventure games, but I'm thinking of Machinarium. Kind of like logic puzzles instead. So yeah, it's very nice looking. And it's 20% off right now at £8.79, and that's until the 22nd of October. There's only 7 user reviews, though, so we don't have a score yet.
All right. Features hand-drawn art and keyboard-type code created over 5 years by a single developer. Help! ! Master the upgrade transfer network to reach new heights, but watch out for hacked terminals or you'll pop. Unlock hidden chests to collect and share reality altering hexadecimal codes. Is this all just a simulation? Explore XP locked areas and speed through time challenges designed for the more experienced adventurer. And super realistic physics. You can't fall from an infinite height without consequences. All those other games were lying to you. And customize your spacesuit. Maybe cosplay as a bee or even an ant. Grab your spacesuit, the air is not so great, and get on a retro platform game adventure. So wow, it's definitely solo developed. That's cool. They've put in a lot of work, so I'm always impressed with that.
Yeah, it looks really nice. It's just not in either of our genres that we usually play.
Yep. It's $11.99 USD at 20% off right now until October 22nd. Its full price is $14.99. Okay, so next and final release is The Good Life.
Enjoy everyday life while solving a murder mystery in Rainy Woods, known as the happiest town in the world, in this all-new debt repayment RPG. So, I've been playing this game. I backed it on Kickstarter, and I've been playing for about 5 hours. And so far, I'm kind of I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it. I love kind of pottering around, because this is set in like a rural village somewhere in Britain, and you're an American photographer who's been invited to take some pictures for the town, and you're trying to pay off your debt, which is something ridiculous, like $30 million or something like that. And yeah, you stumble across a murder, and now you have to solve it. Also, this was in the Kickstarter, so I'm not spoiling it for people, but the town turns into animals at night.
Oh,
so that and eventually you do too. So Naomi herself eventually becomes able to transform into a cat or dog, turn into a cat, and gain the ability to jump and climb all over the town to explore, or transform into a dog. I have to say that it does take a bit of a while to sort of get going. You're sort of sent on all these kind of different kind of quests, and it goes kind of several different directions kind of thing. And I'm getting very caught up in all kind of side quests and everything. The problems I did have with it, I have to say, one of the funniest lines in the book. So in the game, I went to the clothes shop, and she was criticizing my look because I hate that you have to manage eating, having a shower, making sure that you sleep and everything like that. I hate those kind of it's
busy
not
work.
too micromanaging, but at the same time it is. And but according to the shop that does the clothes and making sure you can look nice, she says, looking bad is like live streaming your arsehole to the entire world.
Wow. Wow. That's like an attack. My word.
I was like, oh my god. And also one of the quests, I had to get small animal furs. So, and you have to kill a specific thing, and then you have to kill a rat, and then there was no more rats to kill. And I was going around the whole of the countryside and I was killing all these different critters and everything, but not getting a fur. And then I found out, no, you have to wait until it kind of respawns, either in a day or two at the same place. So it's just that's stupid. That's so stupid. And also the menus keep messing up. So if I go to buy something, you'll click on something, and then you have to click on it, the amount if you want more, or just to confirm it. But when I'm moving my mouse and it moves down, even though you've confirmed on one particular thing, it will go onto a different item completely.
Yeah, interesting.
And you'll pay for that item instead. And I'm like, no. Why have you done that? And it just seems like there's an awful lot of walking around, which it's supposed to, you're supposed to, but it's really frustrating at first because you're just on foot.
Yeah.
And then later on, you can ride around on a sheep.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
It's just like which is helpful, but yeah, it's
There's also
I
a mini
feel
game when you're a dog and you're marking your territory.
yeah, and you can also rummage through bins and stuff
Hmm.
as a dog. But yeah, there's a lot here, but you also feel like there's not a lot of enough NPCs to like chat to, or just it's really weird kind of game, which I would expect from Swervy. He's
Yeah.
a guy who did Deadly Premonition, so
Yep, and the missing as well. So,
yeah.
wow.
But yeah, oh, and also as you're a photographer, you can upload your pictures to this app called Flamingo on your computer, and which is kind of what you were supposed to do, your original job kind of thing, which is investigating the village anyway, just general investigating the village, because it's a weird village, and you obviously know why, and but yeah, when you upload pictures of interesting things, and if there's a buzzword for it, there's more people that view it, and you get more money as well. So, and you get mini quests to go and take pictures of various things, and you'll get more money so you can pay off your debt.
Wow.
It's great. It's
So
great,
yeah,
but also weird.
and it's got and it still does have a demo now. So, but it's there's some weird design hiccups. So that means if people are playing this, you should probably be willing to look up the wiki or a guide or something. If something's weird, it's probably not your fault. It's probably the developer just doing something strange. But yeah, it's good to hear that overall it's been quite enjoyable. But yeah, that's it. It looks great. I think these kind of games where it's almost just like, oh, you're. I wish Nancy Drew games played like this. Like, have you ever played any of the Nancy Drew games? I feel like this would be a great format for that. Just how this was done. So White Owls.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I kind of, when we finish this stream, I kind of want to get back into it, because I just really love the side quests. Oh my god, I'm really getting into them. And you can cook in it and everything, and eat things at the restaurant and say, oh, I know how to make this now. Oh, I can go back. So yeah, there's so much in there, and I feel there's not enough time in the day as well. I wish they had a system where it was just like, it's daytime until you say it is, and then you want to switch to nighttime or something. So I wish it was more of that kind of system.
Yeah. Whereas this one, you're always kind of under pressure with time. Yeah.
But yeah, it's $23.99. I definitely give the demo a go if there's something that you think you might be interested in. It's just been really enjoyable for me. But obviously with a few caveats. So yeah.
Right. So it's now we come to a hard question, especially for this week. What is the best of the week? Oh, this is really hard. And of course, chat, let us know what your favorite game of the week was as well. But Rhodey, do you have an idea of what to pick?
Yeah, there've been like, there's obviously a lot of games this week, but I feel like quite a lot of them aren't really up my street. I'd have to say I really like Henchman Story. That one seemed like, funny visual novel, and it's completely all voice acted. So that one I've put on my wish list. I'm quite curious about that one.
Yep.
And of course, the main one I think is The Good Life, which I will, I rush back to play and see what else it reveals. It's so good and yet so bad as well.
It's difficult because I'm looking back and at all the ones I looked on, and to one degree, I do really like Monster Crown, the first game we talked about, where it's just kind of a classical Pokemon-like game. It's such a difficult pick.
Oh, you added one to your wish list though.
First up,
Yeah, I did. And I'm looking through and I'm trying to remember which one I did.
Or if you added it, you can go to your wish list and look
that's
on
right.
date added.
Yep. Who did I add to my wish list? It's a long list this week, and I'm sick, so I'm like delirious.
Is it Dungeon Deathball?
Dungeon Deathball. Yes, that's right. Dungeon Deathball. Yeah, Dungeon Deathball. That's the one. That's the one that I was really impressed with. So this is probably my game of the week. It's just super cute. It looks really neat. I also added Evil tonight. Yeah, remember that. I added Evil tonight. But yeah, Dungeon Deathball. It's team-based tactics. It's got a interesting premise and just it's super cute despite being a really dark premise. I love games that do that. So it's really neat. And it's developed by a solo dev, Matt Glanville. So big kudos. And yeah, and of course, Godless Weeb agreed with you on The Good Life being his game of the week. So with that, to all that, I guess we're just gonna be back next week. Oh, Rhodey, you're not gonna be able to make it next week, right?
Oh, no, I am.
Oh, you are. Okay, good, awesome, good.
It's going to next year, so
yes, okay. Good.
I will be on next week, and everyone on YouTube, don't forget to give a like and subscribe. It really helps us out. And thank you everyone. Come out to watch us on Twitch.
Yep. Yeah. So with that, thank you so much. Bye.